everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Football from Gaming here, and today I'm playing some more Bloons Adventure on Tower Defense. So today, as you already know, because title, thumbnail things, first of all, we're going to be opening up our Legendary Wish Orb. We just have to do one impossible game for that. But first, I'm going to do a quick guide on bad balloons. So, a while ago when this event started, I did a guide for the ETs. Bad balloons are a little different because there's not necessarily as much to talk about them. There are a couple of abilities and things that are pretty good against them, but beyond that, it's just sheer DPS, and I can give some good examples of how to do a lot of damage, and I will be doing that, but there isn't as much to say about bad balloons because there isn't really any secret trick for them. You just need a lot of damage in most cases. So let's get into this. This is going to be quick. It's probably going to be about half-ish of the video, and then the other half will be the impossible game when we open up our Legendary Wish Orb. But anyways, first thing first, we have C4 Charlie. So this requires level 7 because it's a level 7 locked ability, Mobe Assassin. But if you have C4 Charlie at level 7 or higher, Mobe Assassin is insanely overpowered because the ability comes up the second you buy it. It's not all that expensive, and it does, I believe, 3,000 damage to the bad balloon. So you can just sell and rebuy C4 Charlie 10 times and pop the bad balloon in 20 seconds. So it can do insane damage. This is mostly useful later on when you're not necessarily doing your first couple impossible games, but either for a harder map, like one of the harder maps in the game, or for fortified bad balloons. This can be more useful because obviously this requires a level 7 character, and sometimes, well, not sometimes, that's not exactly an easy thing to get, especially earlier on in the game. So if you have him, this is probably the best and simplest way to guarantee a bad balloon pop, because you can do it really quickly. All it requires is some money. If you need more money, I should do a money guide. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a video later talking about money and how to make money, because I realized I probably should have done that. I'm going to double check I haven't already done that. I did want to see like the most money I could possibly get, but that wasn't a full-on guide. So I'm going to do a money guide later. I should probably do that. Yeah, that'll happen later. Maybe in a couple days, we'll see. But yeah, so all it takes is a bit of money. It doesn't even take that much, because when you sell a tower, you lose 30% of its value. And if you go the cheapest way, you only go on the right. You need longer range, attack speed, Mobe Mauler, and then the Assassin. So that is only 750, then an extra 800, so that is 1,550, 5,550, and then C4 Charlie's base cost of 600, so that would be 5,550, 6,150, 30% of that would be, this is me trying to do math in my head, and it's not going to go that great, 30% of 6,150, so that's roughly 1/3, so that's a little over 2,000, or basically $2,000, a bit under, so you lose roughly $2,000 each time you do this, which is a fair amount, but it's not too crazy. $2,000 isn't that much to do 3,000 damage, meaning you do more than 1 damage per dollar you spend. That's still a pretty good deal. Plus, you can use him with Mobe and then basically just Mobe Assassin, and then Mobe to one-shot the insides. It's really great. Next thing I'm going to talk about is another level 7 ability on Captain Cassie. If you've seen my Captain Cassie guide, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Mobe Takedown, a horrible ability that's only singular use is for bad balloons. Doesn't make a ton of sense. Basically, this ability, Mobe Takedown, launches a hook, pulls the balloon into you, and then it stays there for about a second. Basically, it stuns the Mobe for like 2 seconds, which nothing else in the game, except for one thing I'll talk about in a second, can do. So stuns are really helpful because most things can't stun or slow down a bad balloon. This can. So yeah, if you have a level 7 Captain Cassie, this might help a little. It's not nearly as useful as the level 7 C4 Charlie, but it is something to point. It might be helpful. If you don't have a level 7 character, this is probably one of the few things I'm going to recommend that's not a level 7 character. There's like 2 things with this. One of them is going to be Jake. So one of you pointed out in my Captain Cassie guide, actually, that C4 Charlie also has his ability, Tie Him Up, which supposedly also works on bad balloons. I'm going to test this today, because we're going to be doing impossible, so I will be testing this one out. But basically it's the same idea. It's like similar-ish stun, except it doesn't, instead of pulling it towards the character, it just locks it in place for a little bit. It's very similar, but this one doesn't require a level 7 character, so it's a lot better and a lot more usable, so that's pretty important. The other non-level 7 thing, obviously level 7 is great, but is actually Commander Cassie. If you use C4 Charlie, obviously if you have level 7, it's way better because Missile Barrage makes it a lot stronger. But even without, there is Mounted Mauler, and then actually back for C4 Charlie, there is his Moab Mauler attack, both of which do insane Moab damage. Assuming it's the same for both, which I believe it is, I think the number was plus 30 damage to Moab class balloons. So basically, you get both of these, and you spam as much attack speed as you possibly can on both towers, get the Moab Mauler upgrades, and enjoy the show. So that's a good option if you don't have level 7 characters for insane damage without level 7s. Commander Cassie and C4 Charlie with the Moab Mauler upgrades are a really good choice. So yeah, that's pretty good. One other stun I am going to check, because I just came up with this in my mind, I forgot that this existed, is there's another ability similar to Commander Cassie's through a trinket. It's a super rare trinket. It's this. It is the Grappling Crossbow. Activate ability. Powerful grappling hook drags in and holds the strongest blue in place to give your characters more time to destroy it. I think this will work as well, so I'm going to test that against the Bad Balloon. I'm not quite sure. We're going to see that. And then there's like 3 other things I want to talk about. And they're mostly level 7 abilities. So first things first. This was mentioned in my DT guide. It's true. If you have a level 7 Super Monkey, Sun God. Sun God, Sun God, Sun God. It one-shots everything. It's insane damage. You actually still need to give him camera detection, so don't forget to do that. But if you have the level 7 Super Monkey, well, you don't need guides anymore. With the level 7 Super Monkey, you can basically do whatever you want and still win as long as you get that. It does require a lot of money, but it's still good. One tip, if you are struggling to get enough money, is Marceline with Hambo in range of Super Monkey will make the upgrade half off, which means you save $20,000. It's a lot of money if you're gonna go for Super Monkey and try to use that strategy. Use Marceline with Hambo. It's a good choice if you got it at least. Next tower is PB. Once again, basically requires level 7, but Soda and Mints, insane DPS. If you have level 7, use PB. You can use ability cooldown, works really well with Cobra, and then attack speed. I don't think damage is that helpful though. Both of those, super great options. Those are mostly the level 7 buffs though. 2 of those, and then C4 Charlie with level 7s are really great. For non-level 7 DPS, one more time, we have Max with his, what's the ability called? Bullseye ability. It's pretty great DPS. It's nothing too spectacular, but with some good attack speed and damage, it can still be pretty powerful. It's not going to demolish a Bad Balloon, but it will be significantly helpful. So if you're early on one of the, your first or second Bad Balloon on one of the easier maps, you can definitely use Max, C4 Charlie, and Commander Cassie. Are great combos to try to take it down. Other towers you can use are characters like Psy, because they also have extra Mobe damage, but it's not really all that useful, and for the most part, I would recommend Max, Commander Cassie, and C4 Charlie for non-ability damage. You can use Jake to give a bit of a stunt, and if you have level 7s, C4 Charlie again with his Mobe Assassin, or you can use PB's ability, Super Monkey's ability, or Captain Cassie's ability, all 3 of which obviously lock behind level 7, but do great damage. That's pretty much it for Bad Balloons. That's my guide for Bad Balloons. You need a lot of damage. Those are some good damage options depending on what you have. If you have level 7 characters, they're just way better in all of these cases. Level 7 upgrades are really powerful, obviously, and in a lot of cases, really meant for Bad Balloons. They're almost designed for Bad Balloon damage. So if you have one, that's great. If you need to get them, do quests and stuff, because that's good for character items. But anyways, it's time to actually go into this stage. Play Impoppable, get our Legendary Wish Orb, and I guess also take a look at some of these methods for the Bad Balloon, because I will test some of them out. I'm not going to test all of them out, but I will test some of them. Let's get started. So to start off, because, I don't know, it's easy, I'm going to be using Max here, because he currently has full map range, and is going to be not full map range. He has lead popping power, he can get lead and camo, high damage, high pierce, he's a good tower overall. I'm gonna get some money making because I have a lot of Cobras equipped, and I like using my Cobras because they mean I have money and can do whatever I want, and still pretty much win. Money is the key to this game. Money making is definitely key, which is why I really should have already made a money making guide, but that'll be the next. Not necessarily next video, I think next Bloons Adventure from Tower Defense video is gonna be my favorite normal characters. I'll probably pick my favorite, didn't mean to do that. I'll probably pick my favorite 3, maybe 4, but then I'm also probably going to do, what is it? I had it in my mind. I'm also probably going to do, favorite towers, and then after that I'll probably do the money making guide, because I realized that's a really important guide that I haven't done for some reason, I don't really have an explanation. I just know I haven't done it yet, and I probably should have, so that's something. Yeah, so we're going to test out, I guess we're going to be using Max, C4 Charlie, and Commander Cassie, because I decided those were good options. So those are going to be our main DPS towers for this, and then obviously we'll also have abilities to use as well, so that's something. I guess we need to get Jake and Captain Cassie's ability set up, and then C4 Charlie has the trinket that I'm going to be using, or testing. Guys, it is a super rare trinket. The ability sounds almost identical to Captain Cassie's ability, so maybe it works? Maybe? I don't really know, but I'm gonna assume it does. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. Money making it. Man, I can't believe I never thought of that. I really should have done it. I only have a couple guides on this channel for this game, at least. Obviously I have some tower guides, but for the most part, the main ones that come to mind for me are the Wishroom Farming / Gem Farming / Gold Farming guide, which I'm really proud of that video because it was really fun to make, and you got some insane loot by the end of it. But then also, the other one was for regrow stalling, Regen Farming, which I could probably update. It's a little bit old. I probably have some other tips to add to it. And since it's an older video, it's just not as good of a video because practice makes perfect, and also learning how to make thumbnails is important. It pains me a little bit to look back at even generally my most popular videos, because they're a bit older, looking at their thumbnails pains me a little bit, because they just look they look really bad. I'm gonna be honest. You can probably tell. My thumbnails have improved a lot lately. It's because the tool I used to make them, I was stupid with, and I actually figured out, hey, there's more features to this, like fancy text and things like that I can use to make better thumbnails. So I got a lot more practice with thumbnails, and they've improved significantly. So I'm proud of that. Hopefully, I'm assuming you guys have noticed, but I'm pretty proud of that stuff. I don't know what else I was gonna say there. But yeah, it pains me a little bit to look at some older videos. That was basically the point. But I mean, it's still there if you want to watch the Regen Farming guide. It can be useful for a couple maps. The easiest maps to do it on are maps with ghost balloons, which aren't that common, but they do appear fairly often. If there's ghost balloons, it's so ridiculously easy to regen farm. Like, stupidly easy. So if you want infinite money, and you have at least a BMO or some form of money making like that, you gotta have something that makes money in that sense. I think there are a couple options, but the easiest ones are definitely going BMO or Cobra for money making. But yeah, there's some pretty good options there. That crossbow ability looks very weird, but yeah, so there's some good options there you can use pretty easily, so that's cool, I guess. Now I want to go for Commander Cassie, because these towers don't actually look like they're doing that well, and it's scaring me a little bit. Just a little bit. This is weird music for this map. I'm just noticing that, like, I paused for a second, because I'm like, wait a sec. This music's weird. Because it is very strange, and I found it strange, and I still find it strange. I don't know why I'm pointing it out. Because it's strange. Oh, I don't know. Hey, question. It's popping into my mind because they just released one with Doctor Strange. Have you guys been watching the What If series on Disney Plus? Marvel's What If. I find it really cool. I'm a bit of a Marvel fan, if you can't tell. I don't mention it that often, but I do every once in a while. They're good movies. I like them. And I've been watching the What If series, and it's really cool. And they just did the Doctor Strange one, which in my mind was super epic. If you haven't seen it, I'm not really going to give away any spoilers. But he just becomes so ridiculously powerful, and it's really fun to watch. It's sad, I guess, and it's a bit of a weird ending, but it's really fun to watch. So yeah, let me know, have you guys been watching that show? If so, that's cool. I have too. But yeah, Mounted Maulers, this upgrade, $1,000. Extra damage against Moabs. See, extra damage is it's not a good description. Sai and Axe's extra damage is like +1 or 2 damage, maybe. But C4 Charlie's, and I believe Commander Cassie's, is, well, you know, +30. It's a bit of a damage jump that is really hard to tell if you don't see it. It's like the missile attack, like the missile trinket, the super rare one, that does 1 damage to balloons, but 50 damage to Mobe class balloons. It's a weird one. I always thought it just did 1 damage to balloons. I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. And then I realized, wait a sec, no. It does 50 damage to Moabs, because apparently that's just how it works. Okay, so we gotta go longer range and nest path. Okay, good to know. Good to know indeed. I guess also I can actually get 2 more Cobras now. Thank you, Commander Cassie. You're great for this. Honestly, it's one of the best facts about Commander Cassie is that she also can use Cobras and has a Trinket Up upgrade. Just super useful. Commander Cassie's really powerful, just is really expensive to get. That's like the main weakness with Commander Cassie is just, wait a sec, you're really hard to afford. She's probably the second most expensive character to Super Monkey. Not probably, I'm pretty sure is. So, really expensive upgrades. Expensive, that's basically the point of it. Actually, that'd be interesting now. With these 3, we're gonna end up with at least 2, maybe 3 stalls. I wonder how much we'll actually stall the bad balloon. It would be pretty interesting to see. Because I've never really tried this. I'm also gonna go for Jake's thing, because these are all abilities too, which is interesting, because it means that, well, it means that having ability cooldown and that stuff would help even more. There may be some ability cooldown, but there isn't that much ability cooldown on these characters. So, you know, it's not like I've been going crazy and all abilities in the world. I'm just gonna max out Jake, because I feel like some of his upgrades may actually apply this, like the Calm by My Saliva. Let's upgrade a Cobra now. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, because it might be possible, for all I know, to promo stall a bad balloon. Ooh, depending on how well this goes, that could be a really fun video to try. Like, use these 3 upgrades, potentially a second one of the crossbow if I can get it. And then just spam. Oh, you know what? Honestly, it could be even just motion games, just like Attack of the Clones, just spam the character with the crossbow. That would be really good. Maybe on C4 Charlie, like I did C4 Charlie, he worked really well and make it even better, I guess. But yeah, that was pretty cool. We have so much money. Just so much money. I guess in the back corner, I'll do both of our OP towers, just in case we need the insane DPS. I'm gonna use everything I mentioned, because why not, honestly? Let's go for PB and Super Monkey in the back, in case we need to one-shot everything with their insanely overpoweredness. Yeah. Oh, right, I'm like, wait, what's that stun doing? Stun, stun, stun. All 3 of them. I don't know how well they work, but they're definitely cool looking. Oh, right, Soda Mints, I forgot about that. Getting PB's upgrades also pretty expensive, the abilities. They're $12,000 in total. It's a lot of money, especially since the $4,000 one is pretty much useless. So you basically need the $8,000 one as well. Yeah, but it's gone pretty well. This is going to be interesting to see all these stuns. But that could be really interesting to try just with like a bunch of ability cooldown trinkets to see if we can promo stall a bad balloon. That would be a lot of fun. I'm not sure if that would work. I guess technically speaking, that would also be a regen farm, but I mean, not much of a point in that setting. I guess in motion games, maybe a little bit more, but still, not really much of a point. Super Monkey time, woo! I don't think we're gonna afford Super Monkey. We're making a lot of money, but I don't think we're gonna afford $40,000, but I'm gonna buy him anyways, because maybe somehow in 10 rounds we'll make like $50,000. It's possible. It's ridiculously unlikely, but it is possible, so we're gonna try it anyways. This is gonna go very easily. I'm thinking to myself, there was slight worry for some reason trying this out that I'm like, oh, what if this doesn't work? We're literally just going for high damage, high Moab damage towers. So, I mean, this shouldn't be that difficult. We're making a lot of money right now. What's all, oh, Max. I'm like, wait a sec, what's all that money popping out of the Moabs? Max, if Max pops a Moab, I think you get 100 extra dollars. That's probably having an effect on our money gain. Yeah, so Sun Avatar's almost up. Honestly, we might make 40 grand. Probably not. I'm just looking at Max and I'm like, oh, you're doing so, oh, bullseye, I almost forgot to buy that upgrade. I have so many abilities too, it's a little nutty looking at this list. Okay, I'm gonna turn off auto start just to make sure I don't miss round 75. I'm hoping we don't just annihilate the bad balloon. It's not fortified, which is actually a bad thing for this. It's like I'm saying, we're doing a lot of damage, so it's better if it's fortified, because then we'd actually have a chance at not instant popping it, but it's not fortified, so we don't have to worry about that, I guess. Yeah, we're not getting 40,000 in 4 rounds. We're making a lot of money, but I'd be extremely shocked if we made that much money. Man, seriously, I did not know Max made that much money with that upgrade. Like, I don't know, I guess I didn't expect him to pop that many of the Moabs, but he's making so much money. We made $10,000 in 1 round then. Have I been underestimating Max this whole time? Should he have been higher on my tier list? Was he in secret, like the god moneymaker all this time? Maybe. No way we're getting 40K. No, we just happen to have $28,000 in 3 rounds. We made 30,000. We're way too. The sad thing is, this is nutty. We're way too close to getting 40 grand. That should not have happened. We should not have been that close to making that much money. We don't have enough, but in 4 rounds, we made $32,000. Man, I need to test out Max again. Since when did he make this much money? I could say there was a buff, but I'm pretty sure he didn't get buffed. This is weird. He used to be an insanely good DPS, then he nerfed him to be pretty useless. And apparently in secret, he makes stupid amounts of money. Okay, I didn't know that. Anyways, time to stun a bad balloon. I'm gonna wait for it to be on screen a bit more, because I can't actually use any of my stuns currently. Okay, stun number 1. Stun number 2. Did that work? You're so slow, Jake. I don't think you actually did anything. Oh, okay, so Trinket does not work. Good to know. I mean, it's not good to know. It's disappointing. But at the same time, it's probably a good thing to note. It doesn't look like Jake works. Okay, no, Jake does work. It just was weird. So Jake works, Captain Cassie works, but the Trinket does not work, which means it's going to be way harder to perma-stun a bad balloon, except with Martian Games. In case you're curious about C4 Charlie's DPS, it's really good. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to use this instead. Use the C4 Charlie method just to prove it to you. If I rebuy C4 Charlie and go bloop, 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 I can use the Mobe Assassin ability again. Not that I need to, because the bad balloon apparently already popped. Also, PB and Super Monkey get full map range with their abilities. That's something to note. Also, we apparently did get Sun God ability. That's cool. Max, also, you can see he's doing good damage now that he activated the ability. That was cool. I guess that was a little chaotic. So we did prove it. Super Rare Trinket does not work. Jake does not work nearly as well as Captain Cassie. We got more idols, which is awesome. I still appreciate that. Going for a level 10 Super Monkey, our first level 10 character, which is a little crazy. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We got to test out, we haven't even opened the Legendary Wish Robe yet, but we got to test out a lot of cool stuff there. I'm gonna be honest with you. The main thing I want from this is character items. It's sad. There were the days where I was like, oh no, character items, and many of you feel this way, which is awesome. If you don't have legendary items, feel that way. But realistically, unless it's Vampire King, the only thing I want from this are good character items, so let's see what we get. Okay, I'm probably gonna take Fin Cake, because Fin Cake works towards our Dungeon Fin. Could go Cosmic Essence. I think Fin Cakes, thank you very much. Feel sad. It's a sad day when that's what I want from the Legendary Wish Orbs, but it totally is, because 40 Fin Cakes is a lot. That's probably going to level him up to level 6. Yeah, level 6, Dungeon Fin, he's on his way to level 7, like, that helped, that's a big deal. 40 character items, it's a big, oh, and base attack speed plus 0.1, oh, I can't believe it. So you're 55 away. If we look at Hunter Marcelin, she is 43 away. 43? 53 away. Dungeon Fin was 55, 53. Tuxedo Jake, we can get to level 6 using Cosmic Essence. That's pretty great. So we're on our way. We have all of them at level 6, technically speaking. So we're making good progress towards getting them to level 7. It's going to take a little bit, but not too long, which is good. One other thing is quickly, we have a quest, a golden one for popping fortified balloons. And then that's going to give us a wish room, so that's great. The cycle of quests, they're awesome. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you have any other tips for bad balloons, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll probably add them to the description. If you have some good tips that I didn't really mention, I might add them to the description of the video. So feel free to comment some good tips if you have any. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Consider giving the video a like if you enjoyed and subscribing to join the Purple Elephant Squad. It makes my day. It's super nice. I appreciate it. It's sad when the numbers go down. YouTube constantly tells me like, oh, I could have used this quest earlier. But YouTube's like, hey, your subscriber count went up by this much. Now it went up by this much. And it's going down, which makes sense a little bit. It does make sense. You gotta wait for the jump is how YouTube works in general as a platform. There's always, like, steps as a creator, as a channel. YouTube's like, okay, you made it to level 1. Okay, you gotta wait at level 1 for a while. Slow growth. Then there's, like, a big jump to level 2. It's weird how it works, but yeah. I'm curious. So, Finn, nothing weird here. PB, can I level you up? No, okay. I'm like, wait, why are you pointing something out to me? Super Monkey, we're getting close to you. You're 44, almost a quarter of the way. That's crazy. We got some character items to get, but this is cool. This is going well. This is cool. And, you know, then we have Max sitting here as my only level 5 character with Tuxedo Jake. Don't ask me why Max is still level 5, but apparently he is. Apparently the game doesn't really like giving me bananas, but that's okay, I guess. Anyways, have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye!